Thank you for joining us to today's webinar series. For a start, while we are waiting, I would like to invite you to join us, connect us on our Facebook page, our Instagram pages, if you'd like to find out more updates about Social Innovation Park. Also, my colleague will also be sharing the feedback form link in the chat box. Feel free to, we appreciate if you actually share with us your insights and feedback at the end of the session. So feel free to scan the QR code or, to actually download the form first. To give a brief background about who we are, Social Innovation Park, we are actually a not-for-profit social enterprise. We want to co-build a more inclusive, sustainable, and mindful world together. So the reason why we have also started this webinar series is that we want to build a platform where we can share tips on how to strive beyond COVID-19 and, to encourage everyone to care and share more effectively for people around you. So for those who are joining us for the first time today, this webinar series is actually an 8-part series where we conduct 8 45-minute sessions to share tips, for your personal and professional lives on how to strive beyond COVID-19. So today is actually our last session of this series itself, but not to worry. After this series, we'll actually have a lot more exciting offers and programs that's coming your way as well. So please, I really encourage you to really follow us on our social media platforms so you stay updated on the latest news. So today's session, we have a very interesting session on ecotherapy. Today, we actually have Ms. Oi Lian with us today to share more about ecotherapy, what are some of the benefits of ecotherapy, and actually, while we are all still, maybe some of us are working from home, staying at home, what are some of the tips that actually on a daily basis, how can you also get closer to nature? How can you also make use of this to actually increase your happiness level? Before we start, I would like to take the opportunity to also share with you a program under SIP. We actually have a physical premise in Punggol, where you see that we actually have a lot of urban farms. We have space where people to get closer to nature. So I will be sharing a video with you. It'll be about 3 to 4 minutes video, giving you a quick overview as to what we do at Social Innovation Park in Punggol. And today, before I pass on the time to Oi Lian to share more about ecotherapy.
是农夫的话，到底可以到哪里去学习，甚至是租一块地来尝试呢？今年3月份，榜鹅东呢就开设了一个结合发展特殊农业和让社会企业家试验点子的生态园。您不但呢可以学到很特别的鱼菜共生农耕手法，而且还可以和家人到集装箱餐馆去用餐。 今天最后一集的新加坡小惊喜呢，带您到我国东北部去走一趟。
These videos actually, if you see, it actually feature what our premise in Punggol and actually some of the farms that we have. This video was actually taken in 2017, so it's not the most updated. If let's see after I think once there are more the restrictions have been lifted, I also encourage you to visit us in Punggol.
还有各种水果，比如黄梨、甘蔗和木瓜等等。 附近一个个帐篷里头也都是创意满满农业企业家落脚的小型实验农场。现年58岁的沈茂发和合伙人创立试点小农场，就是为了推广我国少见的鱼菜共生农耕系统 Aquaponics。简单来说，就是用水来取代泥土，一边养鱼，一边用水来种植蔬菜。
鱼菜共生其实就是生态水培，大家都知道，鱼吃了之后它会有排泄物，排泄物就由微生物转化成有机养分，植物就能够吸收。最终的目的就是养鱼不用换水，种菜不用施肥的目的。
沈茂发原本是船务员工，但是他对鱼菜共生系统很感兴趣，20多年前就开始自修学习。 他说，鱼池的天然养分比土地的要多出好几倍。
至于养分怎样测量？养分我们可以用这个 EC band， 这 EC band 就是导电值的比 ，OK。所以这个小型系统，你看虽然系统很小，可是它导电值已经在1000巴左右了。
沈茂发相信，鱼菜共生的农耕技术可以在我国普及化，不但可以达到永续生活、蔬菜自给自足，而且还可以缓冲温室效应。
农耕方式设置在屋顶上面，其实水是一个绝缘体，它是一个隔热板，所以在屋顶的底层的空间，或者周围都能够起到降温的作用。
有机会踏出梦想的第一步，全因当初沈茂发响应了社会创新园 SIP 的号召。
之所以会开发这个社会企业及生态发展园的原因，就是希望能让民众有个社区平台，能够测试创新点子。我们也一心想把这个地方设立为社区空间，让这里的居民来分享，以加强社会凝聚力。
就拿沈茂发的鱼菜共生试点农场来说，他希望通过开班授课来分享心得。吴玉珍2个月前向沈茂发拜师学艺，也租了一块小鱼菜池。
OK， 今天我们就试行怎样播种啊？这是空心菜，这是干贡跟空心菜。
I like that it's a whole ecosystem where the plants take care of the fish take care of the plants, and the plants that grow from the water actually have a much better results and faster than soil.
吴玉珍从小就接触园艺栽种，住家也种了花花草草，但是政府组屋空间始终不足。现在难得拥有自己的鱼菜池，他总算是实现了当城市农夫的愿望。
Today we're going to harvest all this and bring it back, and you get to eat what you grow, and it's all organic, and it's so hard to eat organic and healthy in Singapore.
完全不需要农药，也不需要施肥就能够种出新鲜的蔬菜。假如大规模养殖食用鱼，每6个月还有新鲜的鱼吃，鱼菜共生的发展空间无限宽广。
Yeah, I'll stop the video here. For those who are actually interested to learn more about our space, feel free to drop me. I'll leave my contact details in the chat box later as well. Feel free to drop me an email to ask me more questions, and also to give you a little bit more about the background on seed. The seed in Punggol itself, we have actually developed and set up the space to really encourage more social innovators and entrepreneurs to join us on site to test new concepts, innovative ideas. We also want to have a platform to actually encourage urban farming for more people to go back to nature, to grow your own food, to adopt more sustainable ways as well. So I think really after the restrictions, have been lifted, I do encourage you to visit us in Punggol. With that, I would like to also hand over the time to Oi Lian today, where she will be sharing a little bit more about ecotherapy and what are some of the activities that you can actually do from a day-to-day basis to actually get more involved and get closer to nature. Oi Lian, please.
Thank you, Ling Bang. Thank you, SIP, for your invitation to give this presentation on ecotherapy. Hi, and thank you everyone for participating in this sharing session over Zoom and all the way from Africa. We have a friends. Right, okay. Right, my name is Liow Oi Lian, and I am a community gardener, practitioner. I try my best to lead an eco lifestyle. Right, okay, so maybe I would like to do a poll before I begin. Right, how are you feeling today? And how have you been recently due to the COVID-19 and social distancing? All right, appreciate your participation in this poll, and thereafter I shall begin my presentation. Some people have undergone or experienced ecotherapy before. That's good. Yes, a lot of people managed to see wildflowers and along Singapore streets. Yes, yeah. In Singapore, most of our streetscape, we have greeneries, lawn, but it is very often being cut. And due to the COVID-19, some of the plants, the wildflowers, are able to manage to bloom. We get very excited. Okay, feeling good. Yes, me, I'm excited. I'm excited to share with you some of the practice I do in line with eco lifestyle. Okay, yes, today our session will be about 3 sessions, or rather 4. I will start with what we are experiencing now, like COVID, streetscape, and so on, and what is ecotherapy, what benefits it brings us, and also different activities that we call it ecotherapy, and end it with a closing session whereby you can ask and we can interact with each other about the what we think about ecotherapy, right? So these are the street flowers, so beautiful. And this is the streetscapes, the wildflower. It looks, the mellow is so nice. And before we know what we are watching right now, we are actually enjoying what nature brings us. So sometimes when we feel tired over at our desktop, the window screensaver could be a nature scenery, and that makes us feel good, right? So it can be in this format of nature therapy, also called ecotherapy. So this is the simplest form of therapy that we feel good about it, relaxing our mind. And over here you see farming plot, and that is social innovation park at Punggol, and this is my playground. Yes, I do enjoy myself over there and engross in it. And over here we have beautiful pictures contributed by one of the participants here, Jazz Chan. Yeah, she contributed this photo, and I'm so happy to see the lovebirds, and she managed to capture them kissing and forming families, right? So do visit SIP, Social Innovation Park, when there's no restrictions of traveling, right? Okay, coming to the point, let's dive in. Like ecotherapy. Ecotherapy is referring to ecology, and that is a natural science about how mankind, biodiversity of lives, including those that we can see, insects, and those that we can't see, microbes, above the ground and below the ground. And therapy is a way of practice that is nature-based, that make us feel good. And also we get to learn about how people are interconnected and impacted by our natural environment. So many people didn't know that, oh, nature what is ecotherapy. We take it very simply, and we just enjoy our presence in the greeneries. And why people are so concerned about it nowadays? Because in a fast-moving pace working lifestyle, sometimes we feel congested and sometimes we feel tired. And while we are in nature, it helps us to relax, and relaxing helps us to improve our mental and physical well-being, and promotes our positive mindset, right? Well, sometimes we can't think out of the box, like how to solve a solution, but when we observe nature, it kind of like tell us some life stories and philosophy of life, and that make us feel much more positive. And when we step out of the looking from a more out of the box view, and we can find a way to our solutions of stress management. It helps us to sleep well. As we sleep well, we can focus better. And for people who do farming or gardening or any forms of exercise in the open setup, right, it helps us to improve our physical motor skill, and it also stimulates our senses, right? What is our senses? Here, inhaling through the nose, and if we do harvesting, we can taste the harvest of our labor, and it makes us feel good, and our heart, our chest won't feel so tight. Yeah, true. And it enhances our empathy towards nature, right? If we abuse the nature resources, or we do littering, rubbish pile here and there, all right, it will affect us as it affects nature. So we get to understand nature. Nature also need healing, right? So more in depth of ecotherapy could be conservative conservation activities in a form of like making compost out of food waste, yes, and earth or compost or topsoil. It is the start of living. Yeah, it supports all kind of living living things, including us. Okay, so we are going to the next step is like there are so many forms or methods on ecotherapy, and it is a method of connection within ourselves, look within, and also with nature, and it is also a well-being to help us relax and enjoy. So you see this lady over here, right? Many people we can't bend, all right, joint pain and so on. But in my experience of this gardening therapy, it is amazing. And in actually some other countries, they have made research and find that gardening therapy or nature therapy not only help us to be healthy and live in 100 years or longevity, and it is much more than cultivating food or vegetables or ornament plants. It is also cultivating our loving kindness towards ourselves and towards insect, animals, and lies underneath the earth, right? Would you like, maybe I stop for a while? Any questions so far? You can put in the chat box. The chat box is at the bottom. Yeah, you can, if not otherwise, you can show me a thumb up with a reaction. Yes? Thank you. Yes, I see so far so good, right? Okay. Would you like to hear a story about my real life experience? Good? Yes. All right. While I was working in elder care daycare center, right, there was this situation. Yes, banging on the door. I want to go home. I want to go home. So this is the anxiety that some of the seniors or elderly, they feel uncomfortable during their first day or first few weeks in a nursing home or in elder care center. So what I did was at that time, I bring the senior, you know, come, let's go home, let's go home. So he thought I'm one of his relatives and we go home. And as we walk in the garden and we see greenery and the essence of the aroma from the herbs and flowers, and he come by to see a tree bark. I say, hey, this one look like me. So you see, I have wrinkles and the wrinkles look beautiful, right? So from there on, I realized that, oh, at that time, I didn't know what is called garden therapy, but we are already practicing it and we are already in it, and the connection is there. So from that day onwards, I am more mindful and for myself, and also I enjoy to create or curate activities that is related to nature or ecotherapy. Like for us who work in the office, we got limited space, and we can just make a miniature landscape using a dish or saucer that we no longer use, and we can reuse or upcycle it. So you see over here on the left hand side, you have a Tillandsia terrarium, open terrarium, and in the center, I bring a group of residents. We go for a nature excursion and we do group dancing. And doing group dancing, it is kind of like a motor skill coordination. We are aware of our partners and we are aware of the steps that we move forward. And this is our connection with oneself, with community, and with the environment. Right. So ecotherapy, it is ecology, and it is also kind of like conservations, right? If our eco-balance, that eco-diversity is unbalanced, there will be climate change, there will be unpredictable weather, and it affects us, right? So I am also involved in other green groups and doing soil studies and how our soil can be rejuvenated and can be cultivated to be fertile, and fertile soil can provide us food, and we can, well, cultivate crops as well as cultivate our inner peace. So the next step, we are talking about food waste, and food waste is prompting, it is a simplest form of reducing carbon footprint, and everyone is able to do it, and we can start from there. So far so good. You can show me a thumb up, or you have anything to share in the chat box. Right, I will answer to the questions on the chat box when we enter into the Q&A. Right. Yes. Right. There are other services which myself and many friends, our teammate, we organize ecotherapy sessions or educational program at Social Innovation Park. And if we have the space, we can build our own garden, edible garden. And for schools or institutions or corporate company, we can organize team building or kind of like educational tour in SIP, experiential tour. Yes, and I enjoy this very much together with my teammate. Right. So these are the various activities that we can enjoy. At the same time, we do good for our environment, right? Many activities need not to be purchased brand new and then after that we throw away. We can upcycle and let some of the food waste or some of the plastic or glass container to have a second lease of life, right? So with this, I'm opening up for Q&A in a short while. Maybe we can have another session of poll to find out how, so far, how is your understanding on ecotherapy and lifestyle? Thank you for your response. And you would like to grow edible garden your own? That's good. Good try. It is gaining popularity to grow our own edible garden. It is zero carbon footprint. It is next to our doorsteps. Yes, so right now I'm opening for a Q&A session. You may unmute your speaker, and before you share with us, probably you do a raise hand first, and I will need.
Thank you, Eileen, for your sharing.
Yes, thank you.
I see that, within the chat group itself, we have actually 2 questions from Karen as well as from Melvin. Perhaps, Melvin and Karen, would you like to unmute yourself to ask the questions directly to the speaker? For any upcoming questions as well, we also do encourage you to actually unmute yourself and ask the questions, because we also like to get to know you better and have better engagement within this group. Perhaps we could start off, either Melvin or Kelvin. Would you like to, Melvin or Karen, would you like to unmute yourself to ask the question?
Hi, I'm Melvin.
Hi, Melvin.
Yeah, just wondering if we want to try out gardening, because some of us who live in condos or HDB, we don't really have a garden. So where could we actually go to? Thank you.
Right. Okay. There are community gardens, yes, or actually any neighborhood parks. Singapore has has about 3,000 neighborhood parks and community garden. Sorry, neighborhood parks is 1,005 and community garden is about 3,005. So any natural space, it is a connection for us with the Mother Earth. If not otherwise, even though in the office setup, a piece of a pot of flower arrangement, it makes us feel good. Or sometimes people don't do flower arrangement nowadays. They also use herbs because herbs produce aroma scents. So in the office, you can feel the aroma scents much better than open air. Yeah, this could be one way of some kind of ecotherapy. But ecotherapy can also be conservation side. So there are many modalities. It could be just closing our eyes and visualization. Visualize we are in a nature setup and send our gratitude and well wishes to the nature environment. In this way, it is also the simplest form that we can do ecotherapy by not going out within our comfort zone, within our office or home space.
Yeah, and also to add on to what Oi Lian has shared, as previously, as we have mentioned at the start of the webinar itself, Social Innovation Park, we actually have a space in Punggol called our Social Entrepreneurship Eco-Development. So I would encourage you to also join us. We have many urban farms and urban farmers who's there. Even today, the webinar itself, Anne, who's actually also here, she's also one of our farmers with Social Innovation Park. So you can also come and join us if you're actually interested in urban farming, or if you're interested to actually even attend some of these workshops to grow your own edible garden at home. And also, I think to just give a sneak preview, later itself, we'll actually open up sign-ups for some of the upcoming workshops that we'll actually be conducting over Zoom. So later itself, we'll actually share more details on that. So secondly, I also see that, we have questions from perhaps Karen. Would you like to ask your question?
Have I answered your question with video? Hi, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Hi. Yes, I haven't been out of the house for like 3 weeks. I have my own garden, of course, and I grow herbs, like what you say, and yeah, so I enjoy smelling my curry leaf and my my mint plants and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, but still, I'm not able to like touch the tree bark or things like that. So I've been watching a lot of videos and all that. So that's why I asked if watching videos or looking at pictures do help as well, or is that considered part of ecotherapy?
It is not really ecotherapy, but it really relaxes our eyes, and we can just close our eyes to meditate or visualize, and that makes us feel good. And also we are connected to our environment. Or sometimes when we have a cup of water, and when we thank you the water as we drink, we thank you for the water resources, and that is a connection, and it makes us feel good. That could be a kind of therapy. This is what I think. Yes. All right. I'm not expert, but I am a practitioner. So that when I feel something good, and I would like to share with my experience, so that people would know, oh, this is nice too. Yeah. I hope I have answered your questions. Video and pictures is fine. There is no fix, and there's no right and wrong about therapy, as long as it makes you feel good.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Karen. Jess, you raised up your hand.
Yes.
Hi, Jess.
Oh, I just want to share something. Recently, I plant a dancing plant. It's very, very amazing. I mean, I can listen the music with my plant, and then my plant will dance, really, really dance, because I actually actually before that I'm not believe, and then I go and search for the seed. Then I grow it from the seed. 2 months later, I got it. So now I still very enjoy with this dancing plant. And then I feel that for the 3 years, I keep on planting a lot of plants. I try everything, even the blueberry in this very humid, hot Singapore. I mean, not success, but end up, I feel that I still cannot enjoy whatever. But for this dancing plant, I think I really have a type of I don't know how to explain my feeling, but it's very feel good, very good. Because I can imagine how great is the plant can dance itself. Then I keep on talking to the plant. I say, you really dance? Okay. Then after that, night time can sleep one. I mean, the plant really can sleep, and then start 8 o'clock again, and will wake up and then start to move a bit. So I can focus on something. Then throughout the whole day, I feel very relaxed also. Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for your
sharing.
Jess.
It's amazing. I also very surprised with the dancing plants. So enjoyable. Wanted to learn how to start. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that probably a lot of us will also be asking. So, you know, I mean, I am interested in the topic. Currently, for example, I have 0 green fingers to start with. You know, what's the easy way, or, you know, what's the one way that you think would be a good way for us to actually start doing something more related to nature? You know, how can we also get closer to nature from home?
Yes. Let me answer to this. Look at this. Are you able to see?
Yes.
Right. This is microgreens, mustard seeds. All right. I do it on a the food packaging dessert box. All right. When I was during COVID period, I said, oh, I haven't prepared. I didn't buy soil. I didn't buy pots. Oh, how? So this is so-called crisis growing. All right, just make use of whatever materials you have at home. And it can be growing about, we can grow from kitchen food. All right. For example, you eat tomatoes and you can keep the tomato seeds and you can plant it. Right. So in about 80 days, about 2 months, more than 2 months, and it start to bear fruits. So this, sometimes we no need to have a lot of heavy investment, but we can grow whenever we see things around us and we appreciate our resources, and that is a type of ecology balance or ecology connections with our environment and our food, right? So you can start with Ling Fang will share with you later on about the workshops. Yes.
I think we have time for one last question. You know, anyone else would like to ask a question?
I saw Han Chong type about microgreens sprouting. Yes, thank you.
So anyone would like to share your experience, you know, ask any questions? I think we have time for one more.
Hi, Oi Lian. This is Alina here.
Hi.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Ecotherapy is new to me. I like planting plants, but I never knew that it's like a form of ecotherapy. So that's interesting to know. I'm interested to find out a bit more about the conservation side of things. Since we're all trapped at home now, do you have any tips on how can we reuse things around the house? And for example, like what you were saying about you can use different kitchen things. You know, do you have any thoughts and ideas around that maybe some of us can experiment since we're at home?
Yes. Ecotherapy doesn't restrict us to nature or restrict us to gardening. Say for example, t-shirt. Any old t-shirt that you due to stain and then you do not want to use it anymore, as long as it is a cotton t-shirt, you can cut stripes And then when you cut the t-shirt in stripes and then you stretch it, and it become kind of like fabric yarn. And with fabric yarn, you can actually crochet. You can crochet with a crochet needle, or if not, otherwise you can just use your finger and do crochet with the so-called t-shirt, old t-shirt fabric yarn. And you can make into a coaster, or you can just do any other decorative crafts, art and crafts. I find that sometimes it is not the end product, but sometimes it is the process of doing it make us relax, and that is a therapy for ourselves. And as long as we don't produce environmental hazard or food waste or any kind of waste, we are doing a conservation effort. Yes, and it can also be food waste composting. It is also very simple, and we can share in the workshop in more details.
Yeah.
Have I answered your question?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Alina.
Thank you, Oi Lian. Thank you, everyone, for your active participation today. As per what Oi Lian has shared, we have 2 workshops that we are intending to plan upcoming to actually give you a quick start as to how can you actually, get your hands to learn how to grow a kitchen garden. So my colleague Sandhya itself, she'll actually put in the form in the chat box itself where you can actually indicate your interest. So, once you actually have a minimum of 10 packs, we'll actually start the class over Zoom. So one of it is actually growing your kitchen garden. How do you actually grow your own edibles at home during this period of time? What are some of the herbs? The second workshop is, I think, very closely related to the final question earlier on, how do we conserve? So what are the ways where we can actually do food waste management? How can we actually manage the food waste and to convert them into compost? So that's the second workshop that we actually be conducting. So you can actually sign up, indicate your interest through this QR code here, as well as through the chat box. And also today itself, we are actually sharing an exclusive discount. So, if you actually follow SIP on 2 out of 3 of our social media platforms, you actually get an exclusive $5 discount to these workshops. So, you can actually check out our Facebook page, Instagram page, or LinkedIn page. As long as you follow 2 out of 3, you actually get a $5 discount. If you have any further questions on the workshops itself, feel free to also drop us an email. I've also indicated my contact details in the chat box. And lastly, we actually want to also invite you to join us as a volunteer and a champion. We have a huge farming community at SEED and at SIP. Besides that, also, if you're actually interested to learn more about social innovation, or even how to actually start up your own community, for example, pioneering some of the new efforts, do join us as a volunteer. We actually appreciate any pioneering efforts, any new ideas to actually contribute back to our community. So you can also click on this link or submit your volunteer sign up through this QR code itself. Yep. So before we end, as those who actually are familiar with our webinar series, typically we actually end off actually we will typically, let me see. I see that there's actually a comment in the chat box. The slides are not clear. Do you have any specific questions? Maybe like Sky, or if you have any questions, we can also drop me and drop us an email. I'll leave my contact details in the chat box. So typically before we end every webinar, we'll actually end off with a self-compassion pause, because during this period of time, we also want to encourage you to show compassion to yourself, to show compassion to the people around you. So I hope that you can actually follow me on this step by step, on doing this self-compassion pause. So to start off, I would like to invite you to actually turn on your video cams if it's convenient, so that we can also see you, we can also engage you together. Yeah, thank you everyone. Put your hands on your heart. We'll take a quick pause, to show compassion to yourself, to people you love, and especially to the frontline workers who's actually fighting the crisis in healthcare, whether is it in the public sector, people who are cleaning the spaces for us. Show gratitude toward yourself and the people around you. And let's show gratitude to the speaker today, Oi Lian, for sharing such valuable tips and advice. And lastly, I would also like to thank all of you for joining us today. Yes, so thank you everyone. Before we wrap up, there is a hand sign that I want to share with you that actually signifies we are in this together and we will get through this together. So the first step is we are in this together. You do a circle. We are in this together. We will get through this together. Let's try this one more time. We are in this together. We will get through this together. Great, thank you everyone. I'm very glad to see the active participation today. If you would like to connect with one another in this community, feel free to also leave your contact details in the chat box. We're always keen to actually meet more people, to also listen to more ideas, whether it's on ecotherapy, on mindfulness, or is it about how can we actually come together to care and share more effectively for one another. With that, we'll end the session today. Thank you everyone for your active participation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, before you leave, I almost forgot to actually fill in a feedback form. We actually really appreciate your feedback so that, as you may know, this is actually the last session of this webinar series, but we are looking at curating more content for you in the future. So it'd be great if you could answer a few short questions to let us know what you thought of today's session.